Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Ahmad and I am from University of Punjab, Lahore, and my instructor name is Sajid. The topic of our discussion is analysis and the transportation of the trace evidence. So, first of all, I would like to discuss what is a trace evidence. It is basically an evidence which we found from the crime scene. Basically, it is a non-living evidence. It might be include gunshot residue, which we also call GSR, paint residue, chemicals, glass, body fluids, or electron, like these. So here a question arises: how can we collect the trace evidence? There is a team who collect trace evidence, any evidence from the crime scene is called CSI team, Crime Scene Investigation Team. In collecting evidence from the crime scene, the CSI has several main goals in mind. Reconstruct the crime, identify the person who did it, preserve the evidence for the analysis, and collect it in a way that will make it stand up in court. To collect trace evidence, CSI might be used tweezers, containers with lid, filtered vacuum devices, and knife. They can also have biohazard kit and head containing disposable latex gloves, booties, face masks, gown, and biohazard wastage bag. For example, in GSR, gunshot residue, CIC, however, if the crime involves a gun, the CSI will collect a clothing from the victim and anyone who may have been at the crime spot, and they test the piece of cloth in lab and test for GSR, gunshot residue. Gunshot residue on the victim can indicate a close shot, and GSR on anyone else can indicate suspect. The CSI place all the clothing sealed paper bags for transport to the labs. So the next one is electric. First of all, I would like to discuss what is electric. Electric refers to the highly addictive and illegal substance such as heroin, marijuana, and in the case of any powder residue which we got at crime scene, the CSI collect the powder and take it to lab, and they use different techniques and test for the detection of the electric and the powder composition. So in the case of body fluid, it might include blood, semen, saliva, or vomit. If victim dead and there is blood on the body, the CSI collect a blood sample either by submitting a piece of clothing or using sterile cloth, pair, and small amount of distilled water to remove some blood from the body. Blood or saliva collected from the body may belong to someone else, and the lab will perform DNA analysis so the sample can be used later to compare to blood or saliva taken from suspect. The CSI will also scrape the victim nails for skin. If there was a struggle, the suspect skin may be under the victim nail. If there is dried blood to any furniture at this crime scene, the CSI will try to send entire piece of furniture to the lab. In the case of hair and fibers, the CIC may use comb, tweezer, container, and filtered vacuum devices to collect any hair or the fiber at the crime scene. In a rape case with a live victim, the CIC accompanies the victim to the hospital to obtain any hair or fibers around on the victim's body during the medical examination. The CSI seals any hair or fiber evidence in the separate container for the transport to the lab. The CSI might recover carpet from a suspect shoes. The lab can compare these carpet fibers from the victim's house. Analysis DNA can use hair DNA, identify or eliminate the suspect by comparison. There are usually three types of fingerprints found on crime scene. First one is visible, which is left by transfer of blood, paint or another fluid or powder onto a surface that is smooth enough to hold the print evident to the naked eye. And the second one is molded, left on the soft medium like soap, putty, candle wax, forming and inflection. And the third one is latex, left by the transfer of sweat, natural oils from the fingers onto a surface that is smooth enough to hold the print, not visible to the naked eye. And for the collection of fingerprints, CSI might be used brushes, powder, tape, chemical lift cards, a magnifying glass, a super glue. A crime lab can use fingerprints to identify the victim or identify the rule out a suspect. So here is a question where the analysis of trace evidence is performed. Since trace evidence covers a wide variety of subcategories, there is a similar variety in the testing that is performed. Specialized testing may be done outside of the local laboratory at regional or national facilities. The type of test performed and the range of the information provided vary by type of the evidence tested. For example, analysis of the strand of hair may help information on the race and the general health of the donor, while analysis of the paint sample would likely yield the manufacturer of the paint and its commercial use. There are lot of forensic labs in all over world. They use forensic lab used for to investigate the criminal cases involving a victim such as assault, robbery, kidnapping, rape case or murder. The medical examiner is the central figure in the investigation of the crime involving victims. In the case of Pakistan, as we all know, the crime rate of Pakistan is very low as compared to USA and India. A total of 24 people are killed on the average in Pakistan every day. On the other hand, Pakistan has world is the second largest forensic lab of Asia. The name of this forensic lab is Punjab Forensic Science and Agency, which deals more than 200 cases daily. Even foreign countries send their cases to this lab, which is constructed on the order of the ex-Chief Minister Mian Shehbaz. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, please like, subscribe and share this video.